Hi, I'm John McKeon, and welcome to the 72nd Annual West Orange St. Patrick's Day Parade. With me is my longtime partner, Maureen O'Hara, who is a part of the venerable O'Hara family and can talk a little bit about the history of 72 years of Irish-American celebration. Maureen.
Good morning to everybody, right? And I think it's like an Irish misty day here, too, which is really great to see. But boy, the parade committee is all ready to go with our 72nd Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. And you will see this today coming down from the town hall to Lourdes.
Was it always that way?
It was not. 72 years ago, this started. They would start at Our Lady of Lourdes. They'd come down here, get on a bus to Newark, which I think is celebrating their 98th year. But in 1976, we started what we know today as the parade with the two founding organizations, the Irish American Association of the Oranges and the Frank O'Hara Association. And you'll see those two groups marching up the street today with their honorees.
So now let's fast forward to 72 years down the line. What are we going to expect today? One or two bagpipes, couple bands?
Many bagpipes. So more bands than ever. Over 25 bands today.
More bands than ever.
I hope not more bands than people, but I think the people will be out today because the weather is great. And so we'll have over 25 bands probably, and I'm going to say more than 10 pipe bands. And you're going to see some diversity on the street, too, which is great.
I think that's really a great point.
Yeah.
You're reading each other's minds. Talk about that a little bit. There's going to be Brazilian groups. There's going to be
Ecuadorian groups, and you'll see them marching. You'll see them dancing. They're very festive. So really, this is a town-wide event today that is great to celebrate each and every year.
Well, we'll get a chance to talk about our Grand Marshal and the other honorees, but at the end of the day, this is the family parade, all about family.
Yep.
Talk about that.
So our theme that we try to follow each year is family, faith, and tradition. And you know, when I ran the parade, it was a lot of O'Hara involvement. There's Brennan involvement. There's Corcoran's. Mike Cunningham and his family. Mike is the chairman this year, along with his wife Casey. They've done a phenomenal job of just herding everybody, getting us to where we are today, and it's a testament to the parade committee and all the help that they get from the people in the town, the public works, the West Orange Police Department, the fire department. So looking forward to seeing everybody.
I was about to tease you and say whatever family surname she left out, it's not my fault, but you did pretty darn good.
I probably did leave a couple out, I know.
No, not at all. So in any event, I'm just excited again to be with you, just to celebrate spring, celebrate West Orange, celebrate Irish American culture. And in a moment, we'll be marching right into your living room. Well, Maureen, all of the planning that you and the committee put together this last year, it's like the Macy's Day Parade. It's a whole year of work. Here it comes, all the culmination of the hard work of this great committee in this great town.
Yep, here we are once again, and once again the first group you see coming up the street are the West Orange Color Guard, West Orange Police Department. Look at though, that's a nice, good-sized group there leading the parade.
West Orange Police, 100+ strong, and Maureen, comment if you look down our viewership area where we're sitting here in front of the community house. You see a beautiful Irish flag, an American flag in tandem. The streets look just amazing.
Oh my gosh, Public Works does a great job of getting the street ready. You see the green line here, you see the American Irish flag, and then the Welcome to West Orange flag, which Public Works puts up for us each year. Nice group, West Orange Color Guard there.
There are the beautiful Irish and American flags, the whole mile and a half up and down Main Street, and there's one the whole side of the West Orange Township Hall.
They look very good there.
Quartermaster John Kustak, Drum Sergeant Scott McGowan, Member at Large Dan Gregory Jr.
It's almost time for our first band.
For our first pipe band, which is usually the Essex Shillelagh Pipes and Drums.
The Essex Shillelagh Pipe and Drum Band was established in 1970.
So, Essex Shillelagh's Pipes and... You're probably hearing it, some of our viewers are probably hearing the grandstand across from the community house. We have two here in West Orange, one here and one up in the Lourdes area. And I think coming into camera right now is the Essex Shillelagh Pipe and Drum Band, started in 1971. They welcome both beginners and experienced pipers and drummers, and they are led by Pat Pignatelli, the drum major, and Chris Kavanaugh, the pipe major. Some of the other drum sergeant is Scott McGowan, and pipe sergeant Dan Hodge. And you'll see these guys come back up around as they lead their club up the street.
Only band that comes twice.
But these guys, because they're from West Orange, they make their home in West Orange. You will see them once again leading their team, but they've always led the West Orange Parade since 1976.
And you know, the West Orange Police Department reads like a who of past honorees of this parade. We mentioned Jimmy Abbott, the longest serving chief of police in the entire state of New Jersey.
In 2001, he was a deputy grand marshal, and you're right, Chief Mike Gear, deputy grand marshal. I think you'll see them coming up a little bit later as these guys will lead this parade, and I think they have Cal behind them. And you'll probably see like Joe DePasquale, Luke DePasquale. Oh, there's the police department, yep. Jimmy Abbott, great to see him now. Mike Gear, as you can see, past deputy grand marshal.
So the
Matt Beulah,
the West Orange PAL is right behind them, venerable organization that's been supported by the police here in town. I see Johnny Buey and another great prior honoree.
Past deputy, yep, West Orange PAL.
You hear the young ladies that are the spirited participants. They not only are an integral part of the PAL, as they always have been from a cheerleading perspective, but now they've got this great flag football league and really do a wonderful job.
And here we go with our second band. They're going to come up here pretty quickly. You have the Essex County Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Band. Drum major Michael McNanny, pipe major Jim Jennings, Terrence Turner. And you'll see these guys come and lead. I think they're the band for the parade committee this year, but they also lead. Or march twice in the band here. Formed in 1981 for police and firefighters of Irish descent to promote pipes and drums.
Maureen, as they play the Marine hymn, which is pretty amazing, it gets back to the military history of the Irish Americans, going back to really the British antagonists in the Revolutionary War, all the way up to present time. When we can hear ourselves, we can talk a little bit detail about that, because it really is steeped
the
in
bands
history.
are coming up quickly, and you see right there the West Orange Knights of Columbus Council, 5519.
The Knights of Columbus do amazing things with their charitable endeavors.
Oh yeah. And then behind that we get the first indication of the Grand Marshal. The banner of St. Patrick is being brought up the street, and that's going to lead our Grand Marshal this year, who is Noel O'Keefe. And it looks like...
Talk a little bit about that banner, Maureen.
Well, this is the parade committee's banner that we take out each year, and it looks like it's being carried from Brendan Burke, nephew of Noel O'Keefe. And I'm not sure if the other person may be Charlie Sand.
I know that although the Shillelagh Band is close to O'Keefe's heart, the South Park and District Pipes and Drums out of South Orange has been a big part of that.
Yep, and our Grand Marshal this year, we usually lead by the pipes and drums, but this is his band, so South Park District Pipes and Drums, pipe major is Bill McAvoy, is leading our Grand Marshal, and this is the first time that, these guys have led our Grand Marshal up the street, so nice looking band, very active in New Jersey, they're a competitive band.
Wow. So, talking a little bit about our Grand Marshal, literally we're sitting here in front of the community house around the block from Shepherd's Terrace, where literally he grew up. So, going to talk a little bit after the parade with him, but I bet some 50-something years ago he didn't think of himself as the Grand Marshal when he was a little boy, playing sports and involved in theater over at the community house.
No, you're absolutely right. Right now he's going up. He'll come up. He's the only one that gets off the parade route to say a couple words. You can probably hear him there.
He's saying a few words now.
A lot of history with West Orange and the parade. Both his parents, his father, Noel, was Grand Marshal in 2008. His mother, Phyllis, was a deputy in 2015. His sister, Janet, works tirelessly on the parade committee, and he's marching with his nieces and his nephews, sister-in-law Jill O'Keefe, his niece Molly Burke, and his chief of staff is his partner in life, Laura Harrington. They've been together for many years.
Well, we mentioned him as a young man. At age 13, he started to apprentice at his dad's construction company, and that's what he's been doing ever since. Now, the president and having grown that brand, he's so involved in Irish culture. We mentioned the Shillelagh Band as well as South Park, but Project Children is a big love of his, as is a Christmas party he started up at the Shillelagh Club with a little bit of a penchant for children.
Yep.
Speaking of who, Connor and Brianna, his two kids are, I'm sure, marching with him today.
And I think some other West Orange families you might see there would be the Pryor family, the Kelleher's, Gunnings, all people that I think grew up on Shepherd Terrace. So these guys, big West Orange family, and I'm sure he has a nice contingent marching with him today.
No question, that is the case. And of course, they have West Orange South down at LBI. So his mom
right.
and dad are down that way. His brother, who's a police officer, and Noel, and they have those pipes out on the boats in the summertime. Well, it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to the 2025 Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, Noel O'Keefe. Noel, you grew up in the shadow of this community house where we stand. Could you picture yourself here some 50 years ago?
Absolutely not, John. Thank you so much for being here. This was our home growing up, the West Orange Boys and Girls Club. And right on Shepherd Terrace here was our family home, so it's a pleasure.
Well, you represent everything about West Orange now. You're a builder from the time you were 13, as an apprentice with Dad. You continue to do that, and beyond that building, you build the Irish community like at the Shillelagh Club.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the Shillelagh Club. It's a wonderful fraternal organization, and more than that, the bagpipe bands in the area that we play with, and they show their Irishness every day of the year, and it's just wonderful to be a part of it.
Now, I know what an influence your dad was in your life, but Jackie Gaynor had some influence on you as well.
Yeah, I sat right next street over in his house for a year and a half learning how to play the pipes, and he was just a wonderful man and a great family friend.
Well, I know you've got two great kids. It's amazing because your dad was a Grand Marshal, your mom was a Deputy Grand Marshal, and here you are taking over. How's it feel?
It's amazing, and my father at 82 years old is going to march the parade today, so my mother's in the car behind him, and it's just going to be a wonderful day.
Well, it's a great day for the town, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you very much, John.
And I think coming into camera, you can see his family who's marching behind him, and there's his father, Noel, who is a Grand Marshal.
With due respect to anybody
there might be relatives from Ireland that are with them too.
With due respect to anybody in a car, look at Noel O'Keefe Sr. walking down the street.
Exactly. And I see that Sean McGinley, a past Deputy Grand Marshal in the parade, and oh my gosh, yeah, he has a great group of people marching with him today.
I see the Gunnings coming by.
Again, Shepherd Terrace family there.
No,
and then in the truck, I hope they are letting us know who's in there.
Well, it's a grand color, I can say that much.
Yes. 2000. I think that when we get further up, that's where Noel might be. There's Phyllis in there.
It's
but
his
I
mom.
bet you Noel will get in there, yeah.
No, he's walking.
He is, I know. Up front there.
We mentioned that military history. Again, it literally goes back to the Revolutionary War. 25% of Washington's Continental Army was from Ireland. 20 of his generals, General Montgomery is the first general who was deceased in the Revolutionary War. The amazing...
Continue on there, John.
Yeah,
a little bit of a technical difficulty
no
here
worries,
today.
They're just wind is picking up.
We knew the wind was going to come in, yeah.
No worries.
I'll talk a little bit about the pipes and drums of the blue and gold.
Yeah, let's help out here. I'll let you pick it up.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about. This is usually the Grand Marshal Band, but today we have the pipes and drums of the blue and gold. Pipe Major Jeff Bowman, Pipe Sergeant Stephen Chen, drum sergeant Audel Ventura, band manager John Barnett. And this band was founded in 1986 by Joseph Healy. Since then, the band has grown to over 40 members, comprised of active and retired New Jersey state troopers. And they're leading up the Essex County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff's Department. The Essex County Sheriff's Office provides safety and security to New Jersey's largest and busiest court. It also provides law enforcement, emergency management, and homeland security services to the Essex County community. We'll probably see our new sheriff, Amir Jones, leading up this group of fine Essex County Sheriff's officers they are very instrumental and helpful for us today. And I think Amir is coming over to say hello to John.
Hello from Amir.
Welcome. Thank you. Pleasure. You too. You too. Thanks, you guys.
This isn't the Highland?
How are you?
Great group. And then you'll see all that the county has to offer. They like to show a little bit there.
I got hugs from Captain Jimmy Spango from West Orange, from Amir Jones, our new sheriff.
Yeah. It's nice that
Everybody
they kind of
came
came in
over.
here. Yeah. And they like to show off what our county has to offer this time of the year. So they come with a lot of vehicles. They're so helpful during this day.
Oh my gosh. The little kids love this, I hope.
My ears are deaf at this point, but yes. Yeah, these guys would take a little while to kind of come up the street here. So we'll probably see like pieces of machinery from the state-of-the-art, high-tech ballistics lab, the bomb squad,
Oh my
the K9
gosh,
unit.
we're gonna go.
Boy, now that
Hopefully they enjoy
Hello?
those sirens.
Hello?
I didn't even get as far as Abe Lincoln, and they've got these sirens going off. But
Well,
seriously,
John, you were saving us here. Like,
yeah, no,
what
the
happened?
wind picked up
Yeah.
our thing.
Oh my God, everyone. Oh my gosh. A lot of equipment here. A lot of equipment.
But
I think they're playing with us.
I think they are too. The Congressional Medal of Honor begins during the Civil War. By far, the Irish were the largest group to receive that award. It's really pretty amazing. And then from the Alamo to Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, through our entire military history, the Irish are there.
And you know what, John, though, and that goes along the lines of, and you talk about it each year, like all of the police and fire that did emigrate from there. And so for the parade, the first unit is solely, it holds our Grand Marshal, but you will see coming up the street all the police and fire. They have that unit. Historically, it's just like, how the parade works.
And considering when the Irish immigrated in New York, 20% of the police department was Irish in the 1870s, and by 1960, it was almost 50%. For some reason, the Irish, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's fire services, they're drawn to those occupations.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And that's what you'll see. These guys, obviously this is our sheriff's department, and then these guys will lead up a lot of you'll see police and fire from our neighbors here in Essex County. I believe today that you'll see the Milburn Police Department. I believe they'll be led by the Knights of Columbus Color Guard coming up here. And then I believe Montclair usually joins us. Orange. So that's what we're getting ready to kind of see now, marching up the street. But I believe this is the Color Guard, the Knights of Columbus, St. Isaac Hughes, 1649 Color Guard.
As we round out our military history, I feel like it's very important. I have to say this.
Right.
I think Audie Murphy, right? Speaking of decorations, the most decorated soldier in World War II. The Wild Bill Donovan, who was really literally the precursor to the CIA. I mean, And I get Mark and Scott Kelly in more recent times in Project Desert Storm, and of course they both went to become astronauts, and they've been in this parade, and Mark's now a United States Senator.
And they have come back to the parade sometimes.
They sure have.
Yep. So I believe this is the Milburn Police Department, or it could be Montclair. Not sure who was slotted in first there.
Montclair, our neighbors to the north.
Okay, great. Just want to give them their due. Lieutenant Charles Cunningham, Sergeant Mike Luzzy, Sergeant George Martinez.
As we're mentioning law enforcement again, although the police forces in today, 20 and 25, are so much more diverse, at the end of the day, this was, an Irish tradition going back 100 years.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so nice, like the color guards that come and lead all these. I think this is the Montclair Police Department Honor Guard.
Now, I know we've been mentioning the Irish flag, which we'll see throughout the entire day, Maureen. Can you tell the folks at home what the three colors stand for? First of all, the green.
The green is Ireland, the orange is England, and white in the middle is peace.
That's it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go with the England with the Irish, but you're right. That's the North.
Right, yeah, I'll say the North, yeah.
And hopefully a united Ireland one day. God knows it's
one day, yeah.
Much improved from the time of the Troubles, but still not quite one united Ireland. And
no.
Hopefully we'll see that in our lifetimes.
Yeah, we'll see, right?
Most importantly, the white for peace.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And I think really in most recent years it has been quite peaceful up there. Oh boy.
Now,
so not necessarily a bagpipe band, but I guess the Metropolitan.
Our West Orange Fire Department.
playing some fun music and
yes, and I'm
so
thinking that's the Metropolitan Festival. That's like a new kind of group, I think, here. I guess travels with their.
There you go. Hey, Maureen, while we're listening to the Wild Irish Rose, if we're talking about, the clover, which is the symbol, what is the total number of leaves, the world record for one piece of clover? Come on, you got to know this.
14.
Up 14? You must remember from last year.
I do retain a couple things here and there, John.
All right. Well,
I do retain a couple things.
For every one four-leaf clover, there's 10,000 three-leaves. So that's why it's so lucky to find a
four-leaf
four-leafer.
clover. Yep, we've heard that before. You have the West Orange Fire Department. So the police departments that are represented have passed. So now we're on to the fire department.
Hey.
We have our chief there,
Chief
Anthony
Vecchio.
Yep. Deputy Chief Daniel Shelley.
All the family coming down the street.
Nice turnout from the West Orange Fire Department.
My friend
today.
Abdur Yassim, who's my friend and Democratic chairman in West Orange, and he's marching down the street with his fellow firefighters and one of the union leaders.
And they've brought some of their trucks along with them.
Happily, they're a little quieter. Jeez.
Yes, the sheriff's. Oh, look! Oh my God! Doesn't it look great? The little kids
Beautiful
there.
children.
Very cute.
Future firefighters.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we need them. And West Orange, they have taken over from a perspective of first responders. So when we need them the most, forgetting about active fires, right? Just think about ambulance calls. They do thousands and thousands each year and save lives every day. Today, I have no doubt that they'll save 10 lives. They're just amazing.
You can't discount the contribution to the community that these guys. And for them to come out today and take time out of their day, we definitely thank them for that.
Is the Newark Firefighters Pipe Band.
And I think we could probably, guess that these guys, the Newark Firefighter Band, they are. Ken Marshal is the
Ray Montalvo.
pipe major, as Katie just said. Pipe major is Ray Montalvo. Treasurer, drum major Ken Marcel, Juan Ramos. So.
I'm obsessed with clovers now. I've gotten off of military history and I'm on clovers.
Okay, now you're on the four-leaf clovers.
So now we're going to get off four-leaf and three. So why do you think that St. Patrick, we'll talk about him later, used the three-leaf clover as the symbol?
The Holy Trinity.
Again, I got to get harder questions for you. That was it? That was how he converted to pagans,
And the
if you will.
priest today at Mass, because, each year we start with Mass on the day of the parade. This year we were in Our Lady of the Valley, and he did speak a little bit about St. Patrick. It was very nice today. They welcomed us with open arms.
Interesting thing about St. Patrick, March 17th is actually the date he passed, not his birthday, but the day he passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I finally got you on something.
Yes, you got me there. Oh, I didn't know that.
All right. Well, I'll let you think about that transgression as we listen to this beautiful band.
Yep, Newark Firefighters Pipe Band. And they're followed up by their bus that gets them around everywhere. And these guys usually have a great showing. While they do today, there's probably another 10, 15 playing in other bands around the state. And I believe they have their school bus with a couple people on there, and I think in between there is probably like the Bloomfield Fire Department, Chief Lou Venezia, Deputy Chief Brian McDade coming up the street. And I think they have like an older fire truck there that's really nice for the kids.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, we got beads. I'm taking those home to my grandkids. We got some of the Newark firefighters. Awesome. We talk about this being the family parade. There's so many kids up and down the street. They love the fire trucks.
And I'm just wondering, like, as they go up the street, is this the, wow. Oh, look at that cute little kid. Is he, it's like honking there. That's an old, I think this comes back year after year, that one. And again, other towns participating.
Now, Maureen, we know that corned beef is a big part of the St. Patrick's Day tradition. Tell me what about corned beef in Ireland? Do you know what they call it?
Bacon.
Bacon. Again, you got me. What's interesting about it too, there's corned beef in Ireland isn't very well used or known.
Right.
It was a tradition that started in the United States. Now you tell me how it happened.
So I believe when they came over here, right?
The Irish came here.
The Irish came over here, and I believe that. I'm sorry.
It's hard to remember the question with the sirens.
I know. I was totally distracted there too.
All right. So the Irish came to the east side, and who else did they find there in Manhattan?
The Jewish immigrants.
And what did the Jewish immigrants eat?
Brisket.
And kind of what is brisket if you call it corned beef? Or vice versa?
Yeah, that's exactly right, right?
and it was all because it was the cheapest cut.
When they first came over here. So I think who you saw passing there was the Clifton Fire Department. Guys, you see Verona has sent them up. Wow. Verona, West Caldwell, again, all the surrounding towns participating.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, whereas West Orange, Newark was the first parade, but then West Orange is 72 years. There are 30 parades throughout the state of New Jersey at this point.
It's amazing, and that's why a lot of the bands, they have half the band come to one parade, half the band to another parade. So I think we had some firefighters from the city of Orange, from the
West
Clifton
Caldwell.
Fire Department. Yep.
It is literally the West Orange, it's one of the communities and the best parade for sure, but it's Irish month in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, it's more or less known as the season, right?
So now West Orange, more history, has been the home of a number of governors, going back to George McClellan, who led the Army of the Potomac, and leading our scouts up are a bunch of McClellan's troop, the New Jersey Field Music.
The New Jersey, the 15th New Jersey Field Music. And I think they've been marching since the inception of this parade, though. So they're a Civil War fife, drum, and bugle corps, established in 1982.
And now here come the Cubs.
Oh,
here comes the Mountaintop League, the PAL and the Mountaintop League.
Cub Scout, Pack 110, Mountaintop. I hope I can get a lot of the
Yeah.
names in here.
So I'm talking, between the Mountaintop League and the PAL, the superior athletes that go through our high schools all start with these volunteers.
Right.
They now work together closely between soccer and football and baseball and an expansion of all the women's sports. Just so, what an important part of the fiber of West Orange.
And you know what? Look at the bands just keep coming, right? So now behind these guys, I think coming into view is the Irish Troubadours. I think this is their first time marching. Tom Burnett is the manager, and now we've got all of our Girl Scouts of West Orange.
Hey, it's cookie season. Maureen, question for you. What is the best-selling Girl Scout cookie?
Well, I'm going to have to go with my favorite Samoa.
I finally got you. It's the Thin Mint, young lady.
That's a good one, too. That is a good one, too.
And best to all these leaders, they really set examples for
they
the
come out today
young
with
kids.
all the girls and everything.
It's fun
right?
for the children to come up and down the
Yeah.
streets. And again, kudos to the parents and the volunteer
And I
troop
think we
leaders.
saw the Daisy Girl Scout troop come up the street also. I think they're continuing, and each year it's great how these kids still keep coming out, right?
If I'm not mistaken, and I was mentioning the other governors, so we got a
Yeah.
George McClellan, Charles Edison, Brendan Byrne, and Richard Cody. So
Yep, that's right.
that's a pretty good deal for one town.
Great deal.
I see. Hi, how are you? I see Judge Spencer coming down the street, and she's obviously a Girl Scout leader and with a big smile on her face. One of the
And you
many
see
Judge Callahan.
The New Jersey Jackals too, right behind them.
There you go. I mentioned the judiciary, and again, lawyers and judicial services are a big part of the Irish American community, and we're blessed to have a whole bunch of judges that are West Orange natives and continue to serve us capably.
Yep. And then we're going to be very proud watching now the West Orange High School Marching Mountaineers. I know you always have all the up-to-date information on the West Orange School.
My favorite thing to talk about is West Orange High School. I see leading the pack is our principal, Oscar Guerrero, who took over for a legend in Hayden Moore, and is now, everybody loves him and what he's done. Hayden Moore, our superintendent. I can run through the Board of Ed members, but I got to talk a little bit about the kids. First of all, this band coming up the street is a championship band. While the sports teams can be good, bad, or mediocre, whatever it might be, and they're always champions in my mind, the band, there's nothing better. They have a statewide reputation. They have this great festival every year in October. My God, I can go on and on. But let me talk about sports. For the first time today, March 16th, and I hope it brings them good luck, the West Orange girls are playing for the basketball, playing for the state championship. If they win, they'll be the first team in West Orange history to win both a county championship and a state championship in the same year. So we wish them luck.
Good luck to the high school girls basketball team.
33 sports, dozens of AP classes that the kids are eligible for. And not to mention this young man, Mr. Nagasi, who scored a perfect 1600 on the SAT.
That was
Can I say enough
very
about this high
impressive.
school?
Yeah, you can. And you know what? They always do the most beautiful version of When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. You can hear them. What a band. What a band. Like, what a school, right?
Hey, they switched because they know Danny Boy's my favorite, so they're playing it for me.
Thanks, John. Getting wrapped up here. I gotta focus a little more.
I get so crazy about this high school. I mean, I'm such a source of pride. I can't love it enough. Their ROTC programs.
I have to tell you, they're going to come out today as the most impressive high school band on the street.
And that's not to diminish any others. They're great as well.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Hey, I'm an alum of West Orange High, as all my daughters are.
There you go. Oh, and I guess this is the equipment that
Isn't
brings
this
them
something?
all around.
So they take this big rig all over the country as they run around and participate in the different battles of the bands.
Boy, though, how many crews? And I think you have behind the truck, even though they shouldn't be behind the truck, they should be in the front.
All privately raised
Girls.
money, too. And here comes the cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders,
I
yeah.
know that.
Or the music boosters.
I know that our councilwoman Michelle Casalino is a former West Orange cheerleader, and I know that Kathleen Smith Loria was a West Orange cheerleader.
Fantastic.
Nope.
Some of the people that led them was Taylor, Gina, and Michelle.
You know, we're talking about sports and Ireland, and we could talk about curling, and we'll get into Gaelic football later, but their real passion is racetracks and horse racing. Do you know how many tracks there are? Let's see how much you remember.
27.
Wow. I gotta get
Oh my
better
gosh.
questions.
Luckily, some stuff is sticking with me year to year, John.
27. Oh, and here they come, the people that run the township of West Orange.
Town Council,
This
right?
parade doesn't happen without Mayor Sue McCartney.
That's
and there's
right.
Mayor and
Her
Joe and her
husband.
beautiful family coming up the road, as is our township council. And the township council is led by Council President Joe Krakowiak. He's walking down the street with his wife Claire. There's Michelle Casalino, who I noted. Susan Scarpa, Asmaret Gabel-Michael, who's a West Orange High School resident, as well as Joyce Rudin, the newest member of the Township Council. So hello to them and thanks for what they do.
Another fight and Trump band here, leading up the West Orange Women's Club. Who you have here, Vicky Willington, Gina Fondetto, Nicole Gore.
Hey.
They're dedicated to enhancing the well-being of our community through volunteerism and partnership with
And-
local not-for-profits. Oh,
And Best of the Human Relations Commission, this beautiful, diverse community is created because of efforts of folks like them, and really
Yep.
thank them for their
I think that
leadership.
They're chaired by Liz Millam, Vice Chair Dawn Adams.
Oh, wait a minute, there's my name. Hey, oh, here's Assemblywoman McGuire coming for a hug and saying hello for everybody with the whole group.
Oh, the
We
District
see her
27
beautiful family coming up.
legislature there.
That's it. We see,
That's
we
your
see some of
family
the,
there.
Some
Yeah.
of the Alex and Colosso's Guild as well. Some of the gubernatorial candidates coming down the street. And here comes Deputy Grand Marshal
we must
Kevin
be starting
Bolan.
the second unit now as we see a lot of the police and fire. Oh, Josh, thank
Hello,
you.
you. There's
Yes,
Josh
Josh
saying hello,
Gallagher.
Congressman. You speak.
Who I think will be running for.
And we got to talk about Kevin Bolan. Kevin.
We do. Our first
Kevin.
Deputy Grand Marshal up the street.
He does.
And his family.
It's my pleasure to be here with Kevin Bolan, Deputy Grand Marshal. Kevin, lifelong resident of West Orange, 15 years the president of the Irish American Society of the Oranges, one of the groups that founded this parade some 72 years ago. Kevin, you're a builder. Talk about what you've been building.
Well, my company's been involved in a lot of public works buildings, so you're well aware of them.
A little place called the Tappan Zee Bridge, right?
Tappan Zee, yep, that was a big project, went on for like 4 years. We also did the Goethals Bridge as well. And it's great to be able to work in an industry like that where we're bridging everything. And, here we are in West Orange, bridging the gap for the Irish.
Well, I think, and Irish is builders, of course, but I also think about the what you've done with that great heritage organization that really started this parade and how you've continued it. I believe your children now live in Roseland. That's where the new headquarters is, but it's all part of one Essex County Irish community.
Yeah, so the Irish Americans have been around since 1951. We're going to be 75 next year. That's a great accomplishment. And I'm very proud to represent the organization as the president for the last 15 years. And I've been a member for over 30. So John Alfie Sharkey asked me to get involved years ago. And we built it up, and we moved our headquarters up to Roseland. And we have new members coming in all the time, and we're ecstatic to be here.
Talk a little bit about your children, because now we're dealing with, you and I are that second generation.
Yeah.
It's now the third.
So yeah, I'm trying to get my son and daughter involved. They're members, and hopefully I can hand over the keys to the kingdom to them, and they can run the next generation of Irish Americans and support the West Orange Parade, as we're very proud to do.
As someone that makes the mistake often, you didn't mention your wife. I'm going to give you a second to do so.
My dear wife, I love you if you're watching this. Yeah, she's supported me my whole life, and and she's always there for me, and there's nothing better than having your wife at your side for anything that you do in life.
Well, beautifully said, and for all of us, we love you too. Congratulations.
Great, thank you.
His family, Aaron and Patrick, his children, his wife of forever, Jeannie. He was one of my old neighbors in the St. Cloud neighborhood. He's one of 4 siblings, or actually 4 siblings plus him. He's a project manager with Selco. They've designed things as little as the Tappan Zee Bridge and the Copples Bridge. He's a great Irish American, and speaking of which, the president of the Irish American Society for the last 15 years. Alfie Sharkey brought him along to the group, and he's been a leader ever since. He's transitioned them from their clubhouse here in West Orange to Roseland, where his children live and are taking on the mantle of the 3rd generation.
Yep.
So
and,
we much
so
appreciate.
it's appropriate that the Irish American Society, one of the founding organizations of the West Orange Parade, are behind him. He's leading them up the street today. And president is Kevin Bolan, first vice president Hugh Sweeney, second vice president Pat Dyer, corresponding secretary Kristen Lenahan, breast guard. So you can see several members.
Maureen, I mentioned the 3rd generation. I see the 4th generation in these baby carriages coming up the street.
Yep, I see the Lenahan girls there walking up the street.
So
Lisa
really,
Coyne, Brady, getting up there. Casey, one of our parade committee members, one of a past deputy grand marshal there as well.
and here comes the Ancient Order of Hibernians.
Marion. Behind them are the Ancient Order of Hibernians. Their president is Pat O'Rourke. They're also led, I believe I see Jim Fallon there, and various members. Yep, there's
Some
Pat,
of our
past
formal Grand Marshal.
last year, walking up
Yeah.
the street with their
See
group.
Pat. Good. And the Denoglia Dance Academy. Oh, Maureen, are you going to get up and dance for us?
I am kind of glued to my seat here, so
All
I
right.
will pass,
Well-
but because I can't compete with these little kids.
Well, speaking of glued to your seat, why is it that Irish dance or step dancing, they never move their arms? Their shoulders are kept straight, right? And their dancing all is from the hips down.
Yep.
Tell me why. Did I finally get you? You know
you
why.
might have stumped me there,
Well,
John.
that was because when they danced in front of windows, the British who would, look down on them and
Right.
actually perhaps stop them from dancing, when someone looks in the window, they can't see that they are because it's all from their hips down.
From their hips down, and that still holds true today.
That is true. I might dance for you all later. I can do a couple steps.
And then you have the Giblin Association, another staple that is here today. I see Bobby Sharkey in there, a couple members.
Yeah.
Frank
See some of my-
Sapienza is their current
See the Farleys
president,
coming down the street,
and
some of the West
Moldy.
Orange group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're leading up the Newark St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, and I think you have some of the honorees here. Sean McGovern is Grand Marshal. Maura Campbell is a Deputy Grand Marshal for them this year, along with John Geffens, Tim Conway, and John McCrone, it looks like. Oh, and right behind them you have the Bloomfield High School band,
Another-
marching band.
So good of them to participate and come all the way from their hometown. And I know that I'm not getting any older, but the kids seem to get younger.
They seem to be getting younger, and what a nice band they are too. They're led by director Natalie Kerr, assistant director Daniel Burbank. And behind them is another one of the parades. We saw Newark kind of participate by coming up here today. Behind them is the Nutley Irish American Association, who had their parade 3 weeks ago on March 1st, and they're led by Deirdre Hollywood, and I think this year's Grand Marshal is John Kaufman.
Now, Maureen, the Americans drink coffee for the most part, right? But the Irish themselves are average tea drinkers. Do you know how many cups of tea the average Irish person has each day?
6. I will say
That's a guess.
I do about 3 a day because I am a tea drinker.
Ah, that's
so
a
I
guess.
do enjoy about 3 cups
You're
a day.
right.
6 is
You're
a
exactly
lot.
right. 6 a day.
You know why? Because I bet you some people drink tea at night as well as in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. There's
No,
a
what-
nice group coming today from Nutley.
You know what's interesting about Ireland too, and we think of Guinness, and my God, 2 billion pints of Guinness are consumed around the world each year. But in Ireland they tax in an interesting way, liquor. It's taxed by the proof, not by whatever the product is.
Not by the tariff.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, very interesting.
It is. This is the Navesink Brass Band. This is the 4th time they've participated here in West Orange. They were formed in 1992 in Red Bank, and I think some of the personnel there is Kevin Pryor, Marcus Holsey on the trumpet, and they're leading up.
Now talk about the Elks. I'm an Elks member.
Yes, of course. The West Orange Elks, 1590.
They host our parade committee for all of the meetings.
They do. Officers are Michael Carlucci, is the exalted ruler. Jay Ziskind is the leading knight. Oh, look at, they always get dressed up in their...
They're a parade staple for sure. They're right here on Main Street. They'll have a heck of a party later. And what I really love about the work they do is with children with developmental disabilities. They're a charitable organization and a social club, and it's something else for us to be proud of here in West Orange.
Year after year.
Warm welcome for Rory.
They love, from what I see, they love to participate in the parade.
Well, this is where I have
for
to
over 91 years.
This is where I have to quiet down and let you talk, because you are an O'Hara, and I see who's coming up the roadway.
Woo! So, a little bit of something about this band. They've been our band for many years. Rory Moore School of Pipes and Drums, and they have one of the members of the band was the Grand Marshal in Morristown yesterday. So for these guys to get up and be here today, we definitely have to thank them. This is their 30th year, Rory Moore, yes. And you'll see probably the banner coming up the street that's usually pretty clear. It's the Frank O'Hara Association, and I think you'll see several family members. They're led by President Patrick O'Hara, Vice President Tim O'Hara, and you'll see one of our parade members there, Sheila, and you might even see a couple past deputies marching with them as well.
Sheila, who's
Tom
that?
Quinn, Mike
Sheila who?
Sheila Parisi.
Oh,
yeah.
the First Lady Sheila Parisi.
Yep, and her family. And as they always do, you got the grandchildren of Louisa, the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Louise O'Hara marching with them. And one of Louise's and Frank's son, I believe is marching, will be Tom O'Hara. He'll be there. I see Tom Quinn, past deputy. Terry.
We have
So it's
former,
nice to
speaking of
see-
Parisi, former Mayor Rob Parisi coming down the way. I see former Grand Marshal,
Yep.
Mr.
Tom
Quinn.
Yep. And then some of these are probably some of the grandchildren, great-children.
72 years, they're all yelling. There's one of the young Parisis about to go down to matrimony as he goes by, smiling.
Past Mayor Robert Parisi, Sheila Kelly O'Hara.
And I love the beautiful sweaters they wear. And speaking of great schools, Seton Hall Prep.
Hall Prep with Kelly Parisi and
There's
the
Kelly
Gallic
right in
Society.
front. The math teacher, Kelly.
Headmasters Mike Gallo, Monsignor Kelly, head of the board there.
Mike Gello and
So it's
Stephanie
nice
being a
they-
big part of
they
this
come-
parade.
Yeah, it's nice to see a good group participating today.
And I always think
I think that's
of Monsignor Kelly, a man that my entire life I only wish I could be 1/10 of what he is. He is just a role model to all and one of the best people I know.
Yep. And then that was the Shore Brass Band that was leading Our Lady of the Lake School. It's nice to see
You mentioned the
Catholic
parade
schools.
mass. Now, Our Lady of the Lake is one of the churches that's in the rotation, right? St. Joe's, Our Lady of Lake, Our Lady of Lourdes, and today Our Lady of the Valley.
Yep. Again, so right behind them is the next high school band here, the Barringer High School Marching Band.
You know, I don't know O'Hara's wear the Irish sweaters. Tell me what the tradition is.
Well, originally in the 70s, the O'Haras wore the camel, the men wore the camel coats and the brown, and always the children in the Aaron knit sweaters. That was just always what they've always done when they kind of like redid the parade here in West Orange. That was always what they wanted to kind of be known for. Plus, they're nice and warm.
That's it. Now that's the
In
reason.
March.
Now you told me.
In March, right? It's an easy one, right? Anyone can get their hands on an Irish knit sweater.
That's it. You know, Marie, we mentioned the mass. Another parade tradition is the investiture.
Yeah. So the investiture is usually 2 to 3 weeks before the parade, and it's really like the formal ceremony whereby the honorees have a moment to speak and thank their family. They have a moment to
So tell tell us again about the investiture now that the drums at Barringer have gone by?
It's kind of the formal ceremony where they receive their sashes, right? And they have a moment to kind of speak to their families, and it's a great gathering. We have it at the East Hanover Manor. It's like a cocktail party on a Sunday in February.
It's a beautiful thing. Not only are there impassioned speeches by the honorees, but all the prior Grand Marshals and deputies that can make it there are announced and come out in their sashes, and it's really a bittersweet time. And it makes me think a little bit about Jack Sayers, a formal Grand Marshal, and Jack passed, give or take, about 3 or 4 months ago. Today, beside Pat Melvin and, of course, Brendan Tevlin, the parade is especially in honor of the memory of Jack, sheriff's officer, longtime business administrator, his beloved wife, Rose, his 3 beautiful children, his going to be soon 4th grandchild. Michael's about to have a 4th to go along with the firstborn and the twins. And, of course, Jeffrey, the eldest of his sons, and Jacqueline. So I know that their hearts are broken today. All of ours are, in my heart, and all of us here in West Orange, for Jack's memory. But it's just that. He was one of the best men I ever known.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of a hole in a couple people's hearts today, I would say, missing Jack during this time. Like, I remember him being around from even when my father, when they all started this, back in the 70s. So that was very sad.
All right, well, we're going to go from sad to celebration and happy.
Bolivian, yes, this is the Bolivian.
This is a little bit of the diversity we talked
Bolivia,
about.
USA, yeah. Very colorful, wow. Part of our diversity here in West Orange is fantastic.
Oh, the costumes are beautiful.
Very loud.
Now here come the men.
Yeah. They must be hot today in those costumes.
I would imagine that those beautiful costumes, and particularly the big shoulders, they look like they're professional football players. Their tradition must relate to being warriors back in their country, their native country.
So they're coming down the street, followed by the Davy Tree Expert Tree Company, following them up the street with their truck. And then I think Care One in Livingston is getting a little advertising today in their truck.
You know what's something that there literally are 34 million Americans that trace their roots back to Ireland, and United States presidents, a total of 26 of the United States presidents have Irish roots. It's amazing.
26. Wow.
And as it relates to the whole population of Ireland, I think is about 6-7 million, give or take.
I think, could be. I thought it was like kind of closer to 4, but I think I think that might have been in the 80s when you had a lot of immigration, and I think it has increased.
Whatever it is, there's about 5 times as many Irish Americans as there are Irish.
And most of them are in New Jersey.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So again, I guess we have another one of these high school bands coming up the street, East Side marching, called the Red Raiders.
So now, Maureen, you and I have been accused of kissing the Blarney Stone.
Right.
You know where that legend comes from the Blarney Castle?
Well, I've been there, and I did kiss the Blarney
And you kissed
Stone.
well, I've never kissed the Blarney Stone. I was afraid to turn upside down to go backwards.
Yes.
However, though, it's amazing. It comes from somebody that has the gift of gab and charm, because the master of the castle was able to talk or convince the Queen of England not to attack. So.
Well, John, you've convinced me. I would have thought that you did kiss the Blarney Stone.
Oh, there you go. I'll take that as a
compliment. Don't tell that secret. Yeah, don't tell anybody you haven't. So, East Side marching Red Raiders under the leadership of Principal Carlos Rodriguez's art department director.
Well, that's the second band from Newark today. That's awesome.
Yes, and I believe that they're going to be leading up our lone thorn or lone female, right? The rose amongst the thorns here, Kathleen Loria, who I think is having a terrific time enjoying. And again, a core West Orange
I am here with Deputy Grand Marshal Kathleen, Loria Smith. Kathleen, I mean, you are an amazing Irish woman. Beyond the fact that you help run and have done great things with the Irish Heritage, that starting with the women's groups.
Yes.
You've been a CPA for 30 years.
I have.
You were a cheerleader some maybe 30-something years ago here in West Orange. You have this amazing family, but I want to first talk about your profession and what you do for the IOH.
I have been an accountant for, like John said, over 30 years, and I've been working in healthcare for the past 20 years. And I've
got a master's degree, by the way.
Yes, I did. During COVID, I went back to school and got my master's, and I used that to help the Women of Irish Heritage get their 501c3 designation, and just I'm using whatever I can to help the community, the Irish community. Everyone has skills, right? And so you like to use what you have to help the community.
You've given so much to us, but I have to talk about this beautiful blended family you have. This is the family parade, and you have 7 daughters. That's the Brady Bunch plus 1.
Yes.
And 8 grandkids. You're going to, at your age, you're going to set a record.
Yes, I have my husband and I, Paul. We have a blended family of 7 daughters, and they'll all be here today. And hopefully all 8 grandchildren, but some of them are very small. But it's going to be wonderful. They're so excited. Everyone is so excited for the parade, and I just can't wait.
Well, your exuberance, everything about you is what just is permeating through the streets of West Orange. Thank you for all you've done, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
I think of Kathleen's family. I think of her mom, Patsy Smith. And Patsy was an amazing worker at Town Hall, public servant. Spent the last maybe 15 years of her career with the fire department. And Kathleen is somebody she'd be very proud of. Not only Lourdes and West Orange High School, but Montclair State graduate, just got her master's in public administration and healthcare. 30 years as CPA, so she's an accomplished woman with the Atlantic Health System, especially neuro and spine, and really a big leader in the Women of Irish Heritage, and I know they're coming up the street now. They do so many charitable endeavors, the Women of Irish Heritage, and you know what's amazing about her? She's the Brady Bunch plus 1. She's got 7 daughters with a blended family, with her and her wonderful husband, and John. And I'm saying John. I'm talking about her dad. I'm messing her husband's name up.
And that's okay, because
Paul
you're
is her husband.
distracted by all the lovely ladies
That's
in the
it.
green capes,
Yeah.
John, the Women of Irish Heritage, who their current president is Gwen Glazier, and again we have one of our, Barbara Lyons is a part of this.
Lyonsy.
You might see some of these ladies that are coming up in the cars, Gwen and Barbara. And again, some past deputies, Michelle McHugh-Schaefer from last year, one of our previous deputies in the parade. So a great-looking group, and they always get a
great reception and group on the street. And I mentioned Kathleen and Paul and their 7 daughters. They have 8 grandchildren. So she's a young woman. I think she's going for 50.
My God, yeah. Yep. There's Barbara Lyons, Gwen Glazier.
It's my friend
Couple
Barbara,
people,
who for many years did the going back to when I started doing this TV gig. Barbara was my first partner.
Oh, look at that. And here's Gwen Glazier, who's president of the Women of Irish Heritage.
Which, by the way, and again, it's tough. I just turned 30, but it was...
You don't look a day over 30.
37 years ago was the first time that I did
you
this
started
TV.
here?
Absolutely.
Gosh. I don't even want to go back and think how long that we've been doing this.
Oh, I bet at least 20.
Drum major, junior, Sharon Bond.
So another band here. Now we have the Orange High School Marching Band coming up the street. I think they're called the Mighty Marching Tornadoes.
You know, we mentioned...
Boy, the wind is starting to pick up out here, right?
Yeah, we talked about St. Patrick a little bit, and he was talked about today at the Mass. He was actually born in Britain, in Wales to be precise, sold into slavery to a sheep farmer, escaped, did 12 years of religious study, and then he went to Ireland, where, of course, he became a missionary, using that clover to convert the pagans. And we'll listen to the Orange Band, and I'll finish the story.
Yeah, it's hard to hear as they're going by, right?
Orange Tornado.
Yeah. Mountaineer Squad. And then behind them, I believe, is the Mountaineer Squadron, West Orange High School, ROTC, right behind them. A nice group of young men standing there. Glad to see they're giving some space there, Oh my gosh. Cadets Cadet Second Lieutenant Christopher Aarons, and Cadet Second Lieutenant David Milstein, all representing. What a nice group
This
of
has
young
turned
men,
out,
right?
this is a relatively young program considering we are so steeped in tradition in West Orange, but they've made a big impact on the lives of the young men and women that are a part of the group. I know that we have one of West Orange's own that's gone on to get, in effect, like the Eagle Scout of what would be equating to the Air Force ROTC, and these are our future military leaders.
Yeah, nice group of people that came up the street there.
So the end of the day of St. Patrick is that, so when you hear that he drove the snakes from Ireland, now you know there were really no snakes, right?
Right.
And that was metaphorical for
The pagans driving out. The pagans were the snakes
That's
driving out
it.
the snakes. Yes.
converting all those
yes,
Catholics.
yes. Oh my gosh.
And in case
I'm not a good Catholic.
that's not true. And it's how you live your life is with kindness
That's
as you
true.
do.
That's true. Oh, and look at this is a band that we've had for years that comes back year after year. It's nice to see them. The Harmony Senior Drum Corps from can't read the writing there. From New Jersey though. Drum Corps. President Ed Reynolds Jr. Vice President Steve Allo. Oh, from Boone, New Jersey. That's not too far. They were probably marching yesterday in Morristown, I would say.
Well, listen to those. They're
Yeah,
not
it's
symbols,
nice to
but
hear,
they're beautiful.
Like, the drum corps once in a while,
Yeah.
you know. And
As much as we love the pipes, this is a little nice change.
one of our usual groups are right behind them, coming up. The Eddie Mao Association, which again we will probably see various past deputies and grand marshals.
Well, you know, the Eddie Mao Association is always full of hijinks. So, fun part to think about. It's always my favorite story from history. You know, we know that Columbus rediscovered, if you will, America in 1492. But what most people don't know, and this is a historical fact, he went to Ireland first to pray. And while in Ireland, he picked up one of the crew members, Patrick McGuire. Now, some people say, by the way, he didn't go to pray, but he went to ask for directions. And Pat McGuire, an Irishman, was one of the first people to step into the New World.
Right. Oh my gosh. And here's a group that we see often. You'll see a lot of
My
people
friend
with
Barbara
past, Mike Malkinski is the president there. Kathy's the vice. Tom, treasurer, 2015 deputy grand marshal. Andrew Malkinski there. Barbara Hughes, one of our parade committee members.
Oh, Barbara
there.
Hughes and
Yes.
Mikey were my two wing people during our
Oh my
parade
God.
together.
And then right behind them is one of our favorite friends. Where's Danny?
Where is Danny? I need to know Danny Snipes. Where is my friend?
I hope he's okay today because he usually carries the banner.
He does. Well, this is first the Dillon Association,
Dillon Association.
The home of the venerable Dillon family here in West Orange. Today being out of the valley, that's their home parish. Pickles, and I can call him nothing more, was what a great Grand Marshal. It took him 6 months to take his sash off. He loved being there so much. Of course, Kevin Dillon was a deputy. Again, beautiful town. And Danny Pipes is one of the nice young men that's a good part of that
We
place.
always are used to seeing him carrying the banner up, right? So
He might be working today at the shop, right?
A core family that has been so supportive of the West Orange Parade Committee for years. And these guys, the KIP New Jersey Dynamic Marching Band, this might be their first year marching here. Their drum major is High Deck. A lot of the bands
up at the Oscar Schindler Center up off of
Yep.
Prospect Avenue, which is another great part of West Orange. As we look down Main Street, we look at the home of the man of millennium,
Right.
Thomas Edison. The world changed from our Main Street. We've got the battery factory that's been refurbished in our luxury apartments. The street is vibrant with all kinds of ethnic grocery stores and restaurants and eating establishments. It is just and fun different places.
Oh,
Here comes the Arts Council down the street.
Yeah, the West Orange Arts Council.
Oh, right in the valley, they have a beautiful headquarters, and they do the
yeah.
West Orange Film Festival, do great works. Not to mention the county facilities, the zoo, which is second to none here in New Jersey and the entire region. What an exciting place it is.
They welcome you to come out and explore your creativity, ignite your imagination, and enrich your life.
And you got to get
Join
down to
the
their
West Orange
headquarters
Catholic
down in the
Arts
valley,
Council,
and
yeah.
the beautiful film festival is down there as well.
Boy, I think this is the first year we've seen this many cars. Pat Melvin would love that.
Yeah, and well, there you go. And the brand new library in West Orange, of course, it opened just about a year ago.
Yeah.
Located right in the middle of town.
West Orange, Public Library. Current president is Gerald Sweeney, vice president Robin Rockman. And then you can hear kind of coming down the street. Again, this is our, like, I think, second Bolivian band. Salve Bolivia. And Torture playing music out of the back of the truck there. It's nice when they see the cameras, they do a little dance.
All right, Maureen, are we ready to get out there?
I'm trying to pick up the steps. I'm trying. You might be able to.
Hey, a mile and a half going down the street like that, you got to be in shape.
Oh, yeah. It's so nice though for them to also share their culture.
And speaking of the diversity in
Downtown
town,
West Orange Alliance.
and the Hispanic Foundation.
Yes, the West Orange Hispanic Foundation.
They of our deputy mayors. And again, just a celebration of our culture. And here comes Deputy Mayor Alfonso. Hello, Deputy Mayor. Big smile on his face.
Thanks for coming. Looks like we have cameras can probably see a little bit of a break here.
So while we're talking about a break, we see and some of the marchers have the beautiful morning coats on, especially the Grand Marshal along with the deputies. The reason behind those goes back to the St. Patrick's Parade in New York City, which, by the way, started even before our country did. So it's now, almost 300 years.
Right.
But the morning coats, why do you think that the gentlemen marched that way in their tuxedos? They were thought as hooligans back then.
Oh,
and that's when they came as immigrants, everyone said, oh, the Irish are a bunch of hooligans. And they dressed in their finest tuxedos when they came down the street.
And it's so nice today. They do start out looking dressed in their finest, and some of them might turn into hooligans by the end of the night.
Well, that might
so it
well
all goes
be.
Pretty well.
But
pretty well.
going back
right?
to the 1800s, it was like, hey, look at us.
They all look so good this morning in their top hat and tail.
We dress up in our finery, and we're going to turn into the great citizens that we're going to be.
Oh my goodness! So let's see, what do we have coming down? Oh yeah, the martial arts we have. I see.
You know the. other phrase I love is the luck of the Irish. And where that really comes from is back in the day when the Irish were prospectors, when we went out west with the 49ers and alike, whenever the Irish would hit a gold vein, it would be, oh, that's the luck of the Irish. And that's where the phrase came from.
West Orange staple, I guess, there.
Oh, and now we've got Buzz Lightyear and Minnie and Mickey Mouse, and we've got, oh my gosh, but with the martial arts schools in town, they do a great job and are a fun activity for our kids. They're located right in the middle of the town, up by Metropolitan Plant Exchange, which I know is a major supporter of this parade, as are many of the businesses in town and outside of town, for that matter.
Oh yeah, truck there, the best summer camp and after school. West Orange and Caldwell. Okay.
So I haven't seen any leprechauns today. Have you?
Oh, I've seen one or two sneaking through in the crowds here, unrecognizable, but there's been a leprechaun or two, definitely.
All right. Well, and they're known as Celtic fairies, actually. And they're neither good nor bad, just mischievous.
Mischievous? I would, yes.
That's it.
Characterize them in that.
So if someone calls you a little leprechaun, you know they're calling you mischievous.
Okay, so this band is the Mighty Mounties Marching Band of Montclair High School, so another high school band. Mr. Will Hilton is the marching band director, so they fare from Montclair. Then you have the Iron Jeeps of New Jersey, President Smiley, Vice President W. Oh, wow.
Not quite as bad as the fire trucks or the sheriff's trucks, but a little bit of ones.
As many. Yeah.
And when I say bad, I mean good.
Must have been very crowded with vehicles in the front of the parade there.
Whole bunch of iron jeeps going by.
Here's your leprechaun, John.
There, it's the leprechaun I've been looking for. You're mischievous, sir.
In one of the jeeps, masquerading in the jeep.
And we think of Irish and potatoes, of course, right?
Uh-huh.
But there's something that they use the potatoes for in Ireland that I bet people at home don't know about. What do you think? What else would you use a potato for besides good eating?
To starch dress shirts.
That
Took me a while, but I got it.
you had to think hard on that one.
Yeah.
Literally to starch the dress shirts.
Potatoes are starchy, we say, right?
That's it.
Yep. You have the carding, source carding, junk removal. Oh, and here wow, I think this is probably the most high school bands that we've had. Now you see Irvington High School, Blue Knights Marching Band, in front of the cameras.
So we have Irvington, and we've had Newark, and we've had Bloomfield, of course, West Orange. I think a couple of the Caldwell bands went by. That's a heck of a turnout. And in Newark, there were 3 of them.
These guys are led by Director Matthew Peterson and Associate Director Joseph Faust. And I think they're the band leading up our docents. I know you usually give these guys a great plug at Turtleback Zoo.
I briefly mentioned the zoo before, and the docents, of course, are the volunteers that just make that experience so pleasurable. I remember there was a long time ago, before County Executive DiVincenzo came in, they were looking to close the zoo. It was that much in disrepair. Now it's a destination, not only where school kids from Essex County go, but from all over the state. I mean, there's giraffes, and there's lions, and beautiful aquarium.
It is a fantastic what they have up there on South Mountain.
I just know my grandkids are sustained members and go enjoy the monkeys all the time.
So here we have the Emerald Society. We would have seen them earlier in the parade, and they're the leading for Rich McDonald, who is our next Deputy Grand Marshal, to come up the street.
Well, Rich is a law enforcement officer. He's risen the ranks literally to captain in the West Orange PD. I'm going to let the music play and talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, because it looks like he's got the West Orange Police Department also leading him up and marching with him, the color guard that we saw earlier in the day.
We did see them earlier in the day, and they went back to the head of the parade, and rightfully so. You know, I really, you know, Richard would probably be humble about this, but I mean, he's a quintessential law enforcement. Seton Hall Prep graduate, St. Joe's Elementary. He's a West Orange kid, graduated from the College of New Jersey and degree in criminal justice. He is quintessential community police officer, whether it has to do with special programs with individuals challenged by drugs, whether it's the Pioneer program regarding individuals with mental health. Imagine when police go running into a situation with individuals with mental health, that can lead to tragedies. He put together a special program along with the chief, whereas West Orange police go into those situations with mental health professionals and just do the right thing by those individuals in need. He's dealt with the LGBTQ community in being a community officer. Literally, when we were kids, Maureen, and maybe not you, but it used to be, if you're bad, they're going to call a cop. And that sends the wrong signal. Now you need the police or the kids to have partnerships and to look for a cop.
Right.
And he's been that person and led our finest in West Orange. Community policing right in our high school.
Right.
Many, many young men and women have become officers because of him. I'm here with Deputy Grand Marshal Captain Richie McDonald. Now, Captain, you're no stranger to these streets. You've been an officer in our town and now Captain Leader for how many years?
25 years this year.
Well, I talked to you a little bit off camera. I can't be more proud of you, just as someone that has his family here, of the great things you do with community policing. Everything from the kids to the different communities to make people not run away from the cops like maybe we were taught to when we were young, but run toward them. But please talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We come up with a couple of great programs. One was helping people with substance abuse disorders.
Mental health piece.
Yeah, we're co-response to mental health crises. We're the first town in New Jersey to bring clinicians on scene with us. Things like that have been really great to be a part of.
What a great innovator and you know, putting your life on the line, frankly, every day for all of us, which you can't do anything more than that. But I know you've got a naval vacation. Now, a lot of officers I know, maybe in their off time, they might put carpets in, they might do some carpentry, whatever it is they do. You've got something special. What's it called, McLaughlin?
Yeah, I started doing stand-up comedy about 14 years ago, and we started the McLaughlin Comedy Festival. Basically, just getting Irish comedians together, Irish American pride, and we've traveled up and down the East Coast with it.
Who's on first?
Today, it's Noel O'Keefe.
Yeah, well, today it's always you. Thank you for what you do as an officer. Take a second, talk a little bit about your family. I know you've got children and a beautiful wife.
Yeah, my wife Danielle will be here today, and my son Turner and my daughter Riley. It's their first time marching, so they're really excited about this whole day.
Well, I know that after today, as amazing as this is, you'll be back to be on the streets making us safe. God bless you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
And he's marching up the street with his wife Daniela and his son Turner and daughter Riley. And I
John
think he has a
McCrone
couple
going by.
aides. Yep. Past Deputy Grand Marshal Andrew McCrone there, marching up the street with him.
A lot
Some
of
his fellow police colleagues.
A lot of the Sharkey family coming by.
Yep.
And you know what? A lot of the officers who have a second job are in carpentry, plumbing, whatever it might be. What he does, he's a comedian.
Right.
Literally a comedian.
Right behind him is they're the Holy Brass Band. David Gluck is the band leader for them, and they're leading up our Thomas Edison National Historic Park.
And I mentioned the comedian, they literally call McLaughlin, and as a stand-up. Can you imagine? And here comes those great public servants that man the Edison Museum, and literally tens of thousands of individuals flock to this main street to learn of the man of millennium. And our U.S. park rangers have been a little bit under attack, and I can tell you from personal experience what they do to educate the next generation of inventors that come by to be inspired. Usually we get the Model T, and I don't see that it came up the street this year.
I think they
We know
reached
it's
their
there.
quota on vehicles. Thus, to leave out the Model T, though, really?
It's tough budget times. They had to gas it up, I guess.
That's right. That's true. And so we're going to speak a little bit about our final deputy. He's leading up his organization who put him up this year. And again, you have the Essex Shillelaghs. I don't know if they came up so quickly earlier, but led by Pat Pignatelli, the drum major, Chris Kavanaugh. And they're going to be...
James T. McGuire
Yes.
III from
Yes.
New Haven,
Yes.
Connecticut.
Yes.
Providence College. And he's been in this area for about a dozen years, but what a presence he's made known. Lives in Maplewood with his wife Anne Marie and his children James and Kaylee, who are now children, they're young adults. And a big member of the Sons, or the Friendly Sons of Shillelagh, and is the founder of the Gaelic Football Association. Tell us a little bit about that, Maureen.
So he just recently started the Essex Shillelaghs GAA, which is for the young kids to get involved in the Irish football. And he's been instrumental in that and started that up here. Thus, I believe, the reason for them honoring him.
It's got 100 kids that participate, include
He's done a
20 of which are
phenomenal
young ladies.
And I think he's enjoying himself tremendously. He marches with his wife and his 2 children there.
I am here with Deputy Grand Marshal James McGuire III. Mr. McGuire, that's some beautiful Irish name, and you've made your family and all of us so very proud with your promulgation of Irish heritage. Tell me a little bit about it.
John, thank you. I moved to the area in about 2013, and I put a great big Irish flag in front of the house to announce my presence. My local Irish neighbors came out and welcomed me to the community, and it's just been a whirlwind since then.
Now, that's actually Maplewood. You're like, as this parade continues to be regional in Essex County, you're one of our Maplewood friends.
I'm a Maplewood friend, but my son started high school when we moved at Seton Hall Prep, so we've got a big West Orange connection. We played in West Orange High School many, many, many times, and really loved it.
Well, you mentioned played. Now, Seton Hall, first and foremost, is a great academic place, but they've got great history in sports. Tell us about the Gaelic Athletic Association that you've really promulgated here in town.
Well, thank you, John. So when I was growing up in New Haven, Connecticut, there was a New Haven Gaelic football and hurling club. We moved to Brooklyn at one time. We were Brooklyn Shamrocks. My son played Gaelic. We moved here to New Jersey, and I asked, why is there not a GAA? And everybody was like, what's a GAA? It's a Gaelic Athletic Association, of course. So we promote Gaelic football, the game of Gaelic football, and Gaelic hurling. And we started last year, and we have a wide net. It's not just for our Irish community, but it's for all of our friends in West Orange and the entire Essex community.
Now, as the father of 3 daughters, I love the she-gals. This is for boys and girls.
The Shillelaghs.
Oh, there you go.
They're the Shillelaghs. I mean, the club, the play came out of the Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh in West Orange, because I'm a member there and I'm on the board. And there was such an interest among the women to play because the moms were showing up and they're like, gee, that looks like a lot of fun. So they're coming, dropping off their kids, and then we started the Shillelaghs. And now they're dropping their kids off at the field. The kids are playing on one field and the moms are playing on another. And it's just a great family event. And so we'd like to encourage everybody to come out and play with us.
Well, listen, what was Connecticut's loss is the gain of New Jersey and our wonderful Essex County. We're very proud of you, and have a wonderful day.
John, thank you very much. God bless you.
Bless.
And he's got some of the GAA kids behind him watching on the street. His good friend
behind.
Dennis Norton, I think, will see there too.
Speaking of those morning coats, look how sharp the whole family
Yeah,
looks.
boy, it's a nice looking crowd. His friend Dennis Norton helps him out there, and his aides.
What a great,
And they're, look at them.
great
with their,
honor and
their
happiness.
banner and everything, you know?
I
to
mentioned
see.
the Board of Ed before that I would say before we forget. Brian Rock is the chair, Robert Ivor, Dia Brandt, Eric Stevenson, and Maria Vera, and thanking them for all the work that they do. And by the way, the big spring musical's coming up April 4th to the 6th the prom. So let's not forget that.
Absolutely.
And the
I
West
know they've
Orange
come-
Scholarship
they've come
people
up
and Jimmy
so
Quinn.
Quickly, we forgot it's a couple people. And then you have one of the largest organizations, one of the most well-dressed, smart groups on the street, which is the Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh of Essex Division. Their officers are Chris Coughlin, Rick Dyer is vice president, Tom Fleming, Bill Coleman, Chris Doherty, and you'll definitely see several past Grand Marshals and Deputy Grand Marshals. I see coming up the street, Larry Lonergan was deputy last year. You have Kevin Kinney, coming up the street also.
I'll go out on a limb and say it's the #1 cultural center, not only in Essex County, but in the state of New Jersey. The type of work they do in promulgating Irish culture on every level, you got to be very, very proud, and I am very proud of all that they do. And it's a great place for a hamburger on a weekend as well.
Oh, it is. It is a cultural center. There's no doubt about it. And look, it obviously is growing strong in the community.
And it was really rebuilt by all of the local artisans who did some great job as craftsmen, just refurbishing the clubhouse, the kitchen, the main area, the outdoor area. It is really some great place.
Yeah, it really is. And look at they have a fantastic group coming out today, marching with them. And so now we kind of come to a little bit of a close here, but we don't want to say close. Oh boy,
Well,
I'm losing stuff.
This isn't
here.
a close. This is a beginning. This parade doesn't happen with the
Without these
West Orange St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee.
Well, what I'm going to say is that this committee is by far, and it's all volunteers. They do a phenomenal job. You have our chairman, Mike Cunningham, Tom Brennan, vice chairman. I think you're going to go talk to Mike a little bit here.
I've got to talk to Mike. It's all about him. There's the Brennan family going by.
Did a great job on our book this year. Financial secretary, Terry McHugh, recording secretary, Casey Hughes, Jeff Bogart, Chris Whiteman, Carol Corcoran, Sheila Parisi, John McKeon, who is our parliamentarian. And just a huge thank you to all of these people for a phenomenal parade that they put out on the street today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of West Orange and Essex County and of New Jersey, this parade, this amazing parade, doesn't happen without Michael Cunningham. And I know he'll give everybody else the credit, but this is our chairman. He's done an amazing job. I wish he could repeat the speech he gave as Young Irishman of the Year at the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. Michael, what hard work. You're amazing.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that came out today. I think I haven't seen the most of the parade so far, but I hear there's great crowds. We were well organized this morning, and the parade started at 12:15 as it's supposed to. And we're the hardest working parade committee in the state, I feel like, and this parade is just a testament to all the work that everyone puts into it.
Well, I know you'd give the committee all the credit, but we take 2 seconds to talk about the Cunningham family.
So the Cunningham's been in West Orange a long time. My great aunt Wynn was a deputy grand marshal. My uncle Billy was a deputy grand marshal. We put a Cunningham Avenue sign at Watchung in Washington this year, just to get the Cunningham name on the streets. They love this parade. My aunt and uncle fought for the unification of Ireland for a long time, and I'm happy to be carrying on their tradition.
Well, I'm happy that the third generation, whenever I think of will things continue, I look at you, I look at your lovely wife, and all the work that you've done together, and we really appreciate you. You're a gem in our township.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Congratulations. So, Maureen, I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted, although I could always continue to talk. What an amazing parade. What were your feelings? Give me your right immediately following.
You know what? This time of the year, it's always like Christmas time. All the families come back together. All the people that aren't in West Orange come back. So to see all these people and families and the kids and the community come together today, it was fantastic.
And when you talk about the new community, although not everybody is Irish, they've embraced the celebration, this parade, they participate, and it's one big happy family.
Oh my God, it was terrific, wasn't it? It was really a lot of fun to watch, and to be a part of this is, it's heartwarming.
All right, well, this is always my favorite part of the parade. This is when I get to say thank you to my co-host, Maureen, with my traditional kiss.
Thank you, John.
And together we're going to say, Happy St. Patrick's Day.